Okay.
At the end of the day, we came in 55K under budget, so we're okay. Okay.
Okay, it's at time to start our January 1st meeting of the year, Solid Waste District. Gary Morton, I'm Vice Chairman of this committee. I had a call today from Tom Hauser. Tom is not feeling well this evening, and so he felt like he should probably not be with us. So, call the meeting to order here. I think the next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at that?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a second from Ralph. All
Yes.
those in favor, please signify.
One thing on the agenda, do we have to reorganize since it's the first meeting of the year?
I think that's a part of it. And is that not on there?
Is that on here?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll amend my motion to add in a new business reorganization.
okay.
I'll amend my motion second too.
Amended motion, and do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay. So yes, shall we add that where, fellas? Make any
It's under
difference?
B under new business.
B, new business. Okay,
fine.
good point. Reorganization of board. Okay, approval of minutes from December 16th. I hope you've had a chance to look at those.
Seems so long ago.
It's been a while.
Gary, I'll be abstaining on this, obviously, because I wasn't here.
Okay, okay.
I just noticed, I haven't read it till now, I'll admit it, so, the paragraph on the first page, Chairman Hauser, Jarbo's spelled wrong. It's got
It is.
too many letters in it. I don't know how I'm not the grammar person, but sometimes stuff sticks out like that.
And it didn't check, get it on spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other changes need to be made to that?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second to that?
I'll second it.
We have a second. All those in favor, please signify.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, abstain. All right, we now go to public comments. Any citizen of the county of Perry County that has a comment to make, it's certainly open at this point. I see no comments to be made. Okay, Wes, approval of the financial statement. You want to take that horse and run with it?
A couple extra items on it. So the first one is your standard budget, the actuals, as you look at every single meeting. You'll see we came in significantly under budget this year, which is a good thing. The next one here is your profit loss comparison. So that's 2020 versus 2021. And out in the margins, I added some notes as far as what the big variance explanations are. One, if you remember last year, once every 12 years, we had 27 payrolls in a year. That was
Right.
last year. Okay, that was about $15,000. We're about 40. What's the total difference? Yeah, $40,000 difference. 15 of that was payroll related. Last year we had some new equipment because of the item grants that carried over with those trailers, and that was about $9,000 or $10,000 by itself. And then the rest of it, we had the audit last year as well. So that's another $2,700, $3,000 there.
Okay.
So that was the big changes year over year to explain that $40,000 increase. And then the last item is the one that's all gray, which looks really ugly. I don't know why I did that. Every year when we're over budget on individual line items, we have to rob from the other line items that were under budget. So again, we're under budget for the year by 50K, I think it was. So did really well as far as budget goes, but we have to rebalance the budget essentially. So our accounts that are over budget, we rob from the accounts that are under budget to rebalance everything. You'll see the column third from the right there shows zero. That just means it nets to zero. We're just robbing from Peter to pay Paul basically. So just need you guys to approve that tonight as well,
Okay.
please. So just rebalancing the budget.
Does anyone have a particular question about a line item there on the budget?
And that's something we do every year, Wes.
Yeah.
This one,
It's a state board.
State,
They
report
haven't-
once a year, year
They
end.
self-proclaimed that they haven't reviewed the budgets in the last 2 audits, but at any point in time, they could start reviewing it again, so this is a compliance issue. Again, we're under budget in total, and the only unique part of it is we can, inside of the payroll sections, you can only stay in the payroll sections. So you'll see up top, there's a 1780 and a negative 1780, and then it jumps way down. That's because I had to leave the payroll section before I entered into any of the next ones. So the payroll runs from 5011 down to 5024.
Was there any taken out at all last year?
No, actually, we went over budget last year.
I was gonna say, was any of these taken out of the equation at all?
No,
So it remains the same on the budget?
correct.
Thank you.
Okay, shall we have a motion now for the approval of this statement?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Ralph made a motion. We have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. All those in favor, please signify.
Aye.
Opposed?
Here, I believe I also need a motion for the rebalancing of the budget.
Pardon?
Yep.
Okay. The second motion needed there is to rebalance the budget.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion there, a second.
I'll second that.
Second by Chris. Those in favor, please signify.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Okay. Now, let's go to number 6, Advisory Board. We have a resignation, and I think that letter is attached there. I did see that letter from Beth Hauser, and she seems to indicate that she's serving on a number of other boards, and simply not enough time she didn't feel to spend on this particular board. So at this point, I'm not sure, I guess do we need to vote to accept that resignation, or is that necessary?
I mean,
I didn't think so.
I don't think Vanessa needs, I mean, we're gonna tell her no.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
what other options do we have?
Okay, then the next option would be
I was like, acknowledge it and,
attempt to find another individual. What does that leave the board with at this point, number? Down to 2, and I think it could be as many as 7, right? So we are really, really short, therefore.
can I make just a suggestion, maybe, and I don't know.
Absolutely.
Cindy, you're pretty good at some stuff on Facebook, you know your way around it, so would you, as an advisory board member, be willing to put maybe a post out there, maybe it could be shared on some of the news type sites, people that are interested to speak to you, and then, or, you can tell the ins and outs of it, obviously, probably better than some of us could, so if they just have one, would you be willing to do that to help?
No, I have.
You have done that? Okay. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't see everything on Facebook, I try not to stay on there all day.
What kind of
Just a
results
thought.
did you get? No results? And that was on Facebook?
Would you be willing to try one more time, please?
Did you have it in the paper?
No. But that's not.
You're-
It's the board's.
it's the board's
job
position to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just asked her
I
to do
mean,
this.
I don't, there are certain guidelines and certain, like I would just be a citizens, one that's coming in for the citizens. Because I have nothing in solid waste or anything. Kelly, she would come in as financial, obviously. She's just great there. But we do need some on this board in the solid waste industry to help guide along too. And I had asked, oh gosh, several months ago for guidelines for the solid waste, for the advisory. We really need that.
What's,
The expectations, but
I have a question for you. What is, when we get people on the board, what is the mainest concern why they don't want to stay there?
to me, probably.
You're being,
I'm a stickler with rules. I mean, you can't, it would be a private discussion.
I see, okay.
Now, Charlie, I don't know.
And it's actually a committee, it's not a real board, right?
Right. I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Advisory.
yeah. It's
Committee.
just-
Yeah.
We have no clue what you guys would know more what the other advisory board did. We can only assume. So I think their role was larger than what ours is, but we don't know. I mean,
To me, the major prerequisite for someone to be on there, basically somebody who certainly has a pro-environment feeling
right.
about, the air we breathe, the water we drink, our ditches and creeks around the county where people in the past have threw everything but the kitchen sink in there, probably that as well. So I think to me, the only major criteria I would think would be people who have a pro-environment feeling and wish to serve in that capacity. So I don't know, certainly there's some pro-environmental people in Perry County, I would hope.
If I could say something.
Yes, go ahead.
The director's position is to help with them and be in meetings with them, from my understanding. Ken was with them in it, so there is the representation from
The board.
Yeah.
That,
So you think that could change in the future as being more representation there?
I think it can help guide them on things and make sure things are compliant and that they're going down the right path and to try and resolve things together.
Well, the director might have more ideas as to the needs,
Right.
necessarily wants, of the solid waste that would help, advise the advisory committee of what's advised. That's like making a meeting to make a meeting. Okay, yeah, something like that, but there you go.
So there would be that person and then whoever's on the committee. And, if need be, someone else from solid waste, but at this point, you at least have the director that is in those meetings.
Yeah.
Would we have to pay for an ad in the news if they, or just, would that require a fund, or would they just run an article about it?
I don't think we need to pay for an ad. I think, honestly, an article about the solid waste, of what they take, what they do. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people do not know that you can take paint up there to the recycle center. You'd be surprised how many people know you can take roofing shingles. There's a fee for it, and there's mattresses, and nobody has any clue.
On a weekly basis, we get at least one phone call of someone asking what is accepted, what's not. They're happy when they find out TVs are free,
Yeah.
electronics, vacuum cleaners is
So,
one.
I didn't know we did.
ticket.
I didn't know we did TVs free. So I learned something.
Yeah, I would like to get that out there.
It's just one thing I think a lot of people, they pay the recycle fee, the solid waste fee. They don't. I think if some of them knew more what they were getting for that, they might not say be okay with it, but they'd have a better understanding of it. I don't mind paying a bill as long as I know what I'm getting for it.
Right.
All of us would be the same way.
We
true.
take mattresses and couches and recliners.
Yeah, and I mean, that's phenomenal. A lot of people probably just don't know it. And I mean, they may know it at one time, may have forgotten. It doesn't hurt for the newspaper to pick up on a story, because that's something that they could put out that, may not be old news by the time it gets in the paper. That's a story that they could write. I'm not telling them what to do, but
Yeah, it's very difficult.
if I was the editor, that's what I would do.
Well,
Vice
the
Chair.
education needs to start again. I don't know how much before COVID, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of education that needs.
The paint's phenomenal. I mean, that is huge to keep that out of our landfills and stuff. To me, it is.
Put some cat litter in it, let it dry up, it's no longer hazardous. I didn't know that till I started working.
I didn't know you take it up there. And I've been taking it up there for years now that I knew that. But
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion.
absolutely, Ralph, go right ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to solicit for advisory board members in the paper for up to 7 members, is it?
I don't know if there's a set number.
Seems like that's the max, is something like
That's something
7.
like that, up to 7 will be possibly selected, and I would make that motion.
is that to purchase an article or an ad, or is it to?
That would be to solicit for advisory board committee.
Okay, is it a free or is it paying for it?
As in being free?
Okay, because it's not, it'd be an article then.
Yes.
Not an ad.
So I can reach out to the
Okay.
newspaper. if
Certainly.
you'd like,
Yeah.
and
You just gotta use the word article, not ad, because they might charge you. I'm just trying to save us some money here.
I think it's a form of a motion, right?
Yes, a form of a motion to that.
Well, I will second Ralph's motion there. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. I think it's a great idea. We just need to
Get the people involved.
beat the drum and let people know basically what we do and what help we need here to make this thing work.
Then we might know by the next meeting if we get any takers. If not, we might have to buy an ad.
Yes.
Right.
Okay,
And
that
I'm
could
okay
be
with
the
that.
next step.
Now, is there limitations, I will ask while we're on this conversation, well, is there a limitation to where who we can use? Is it within the county, without the county? Has to be within the county.
County resident,
Okay.
yeah.
That's business or personal residence, correct?
Yes.
Right, I guess that could be a business or.
So I guess maybe I should have put that in there, but I did.
Well, no, that's
And
fine.
do we have parameters or guidelines as far as what the purpose of that? Because I feel like if people do come forward and say, yes, we're interested, do we have some type of ad or flyer, or here's what you do?
Well, I think that's what Cindy's kind of asking.
Yeah.
I think.
What is her purpose?
I think.
Is that right, Cindy?
Right.
I would like to make a suggestion to the committee. People coming on that don't know what they're doing, it's kind of like a teaching process along with training process while they're learning and being on the advisory board, instead of feeling like that everything's over their head and they don't understand it. So it'd just be a matter of working with them. I appreciate that.
I would think we might have something, maybe in the office, that indicates something, background information as to the purpose that the advisory board serves. Would that exist anywhere?
I haven't
Huh?
seen it, but I
There's the
can
IC code that
reach out
talks about.
and find out.
Reach out to Ken, because I would think it would be out there, maybe a basic guide for, this is what we're here for, and the purpose of our advisory board. Maybe, you might, I'm sure Ken would,
There's not
he would
many
know if it
places.
exists or not.
Representatives,
I think it really day-to-day activities, what they need, because I'm just thinking over the years, what they brought to,
Thank you.
from the advisory board
Good job.
report was equipment-wise need,
Compliance,
yeah,
financial
uh,
changes.
grants, if they want to apply for grants, and it was just more or less advising us, giving us information what to vote on, so.
Gary, while we're on advisory
Yes.
board, I know it's not necessarily on the agenda, but should we ask Cindy, since she's the only one here from the advisory board, is there anything that she has to comment or bring up while we're at least on that?
I would,
Okay. I just want to
Okay.
make sure you have a whole
right,
list
if you have
of it.
something there, okay.
All right, I feel better about it.
Okay, let's move on now to item 7, Director's Report. Any things to tell us there we need to know?
Well,
Sure.
Sure. So, thank you, gentlemen. We are getting the bills out. I just sent a big box to the post with the mailman today.
Okay.
So they'll be out. I will have them finished before the Saturday evening.
Okay,
Okay, so it's over 7,500 that we're putting stamps on.
okay,
So bills, you said bills are going out what day?
They will be out by Saturday. I already gave our mailman a box full,
Okay.
over 3/4. Did that earlier today, so they are going to be going out in the mail the next day or so. And then we'll finish them up. I'll have them done by Saturday, and hopefully early enough to get in the post office, and they'll all be done, and they'll all be out.
On that, excuse me, on that,
Mhm.
do you have in writing when they are to be delinquent?
It states on there that's due by March 15th.
Okay.
After that, there is a delinquent.
And there's a charge?
Yes.
do we usually get some of those coming back, that the individual at that address no longer is there? Do we get some of those? I'm sure we do, don't we?
Yeah, we do. One of the things that Marcia does is she gets from the auditor who's transferred and who would have transferred in December, she just got and was able to go in there and change anyone that doesn't own that house
Okay,
anymore.
okay.
So that's part of the process of getting ready to bill.
Right.
Now, we've had people sending in checks already that know it's coming, so we've
Mhm.
been pulling their cards out to make sure that they're not getting a card thinking we didn't get their check.
Okay,
And then, the businesses, the ones that don't have 50 properties, are getting a bigger envelope.
Sure,
So we're doing it that
absolutely.
way.
I'll look forward to that.
Okay. This is also the time of year to report for last year's that's not paid yet. Is that right?
They've already been taking a small
Yeah,
claims.
It's been small claims, there's very.
They're already
and
small
they're
claims.
making- A lot of them are making payments here, they've already, usually when they make their first payment, we get our money first.
Okay.
And then the last part of it to pay off is clerk's fee. They'll let them make payments on that. So we really don't have anything out there.
Okay.
Standing out there unless.
Good deal.
someone-
so in other words, instead of paying 45, what do they end up paying then?
There's the $20 fee that makes it 65, and then when it's not received later on, they start small claims in October, November, and then you have court costs, which is usually over 100. So a $45 bill turns into almost a $200 bill.
That's
Believe
a,
me, I've seen some of them have to do that.
that's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Let it go and let it go, throw stuff in the trash.
That's a no-brainer. I mean, hard.
The sorry part of it is the renters, and it's the obligation of the property owner,
Mhm.
and the property owner doesn't get the information.
Right, and that's why, we send it, you get your reminder later on if you haven't paid it. And people will call and say, I never got it, but they got their reminder. So that's where the problem is, where, did they get it and forget? Or did they get it and ignore it? Or did they not get it? You don't
Right.
know, but you know they got the reminder,
Yes.
the late notice.
The bill actually goes to the legal recorded address like where your tax bill would go.
Yes.
So if you got your property tax bill, you should have gotten the solid waste bill
Instead of to the renter,
instead of the, yeah, that's how it's supposed to. That's how
instead of
it
the
is.
actual address.
Yes, because
Yeah.
on the card it will say the owner, and in parentheses, it says what address it's for.
Right.
And that's all that Marcia enters on that to put in there to make sure it's, so if you get a card and you own the house someone else does, so.
All good job.
So, the other thing is, in January, our monthly tonnage is up from last January, 125.07.
Tonnage is up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, starting out the new year with a little positive over 125, it's better than
Would,
less.
I don't know if this would save solid waste money, but in the future, it may benefit this board to consider electronic bills, email them rather than actually snail mailing it. It may save you on printing, postage, time, labor. I don't know if there's a program out there for that. If Keystone can do that, I mean, if we could cut our postage in half, that keeps us from raising our cost, the yearly bill or whatever you call it.
Right.
So it's an option. I'm not saying it's the best, but
No, well, and I've been sitting there thinking about it too.
I don't know how that works, but
I had my 11-year-old grandson doing stamps on it. He enjoyed it.
There you go.
It does you have
Mhm.
stacks and stacks, and it could be, and I would think that could happen because we do have a website,
yeah. And
so they should be able to.
And you could make it to be up to those who sign up for it. I wouldn't require it.
You could
Right.
let them roll.
Let them
Right,
enroll.
enroll in that.
Mhm.
I think
Yep.
that's a good idea.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
I know, gas company, I think, can send you electronic bills. I know electric department does. Water, our Telsey Water, we're getting ready to do some more things like that as we are installing the meters, so it's time to change.
Yes, absolutely. And, there's people that live out of state and still get the bill, and, live in Florida and are sending checks. So I think that's a good idea.
And that wasn't some idea. That was Cindy's idea, so you give
No,
Cindy
it
credit.
it is good. It's, when you're sitting there in the middle doing it, you got time to think, how can I make this easier?
Efficient. Yeah,
And
well,
efficient.
yeah.
It's not that I mind doing it, I'm used to doing stuff like that, but cost effective, and, I can stay till 7:30 every night. But
Well-
if you don't have to, why do it?
Right, work smart.
That's right. And I would like to see something like that end up happening. That would make it a lot easier on everybody.
So it's,
We can make it like a hybrid, where we have to,
Yeah.
yeah.
It does
Like
tie
you
into
said,
what
sign
we're
up,
doing.
yeah.
Environmentally, saving paper,
That's
saving.
right.
It does kind of tie into,
Right.
our whole mission there.
That's
it's saying.
right. And we do need to be able to cut some costs to improve some other things.
Yeah.
So if you can cut a corner, I don't want to say cut a corner, if you can decrease on your budget on certain things, you can put that money where it needs to go and look at it easier without looking at it thinking, I don't have the money. Mainstream some, long-term goals, right?
Absolutely.
So, but that's it.
So you're familiar with Keystone software?
I have not used it myself.
That's where the whole thing is, because we end up going into the possible training situation on that.
Well, we take the cards, we have to swipe, we can do that when they come in. I would think that getting that for a credit card and we can do with the Keystone shouldn't be something, maybe it might take 2 years to get.
Yeah, get everybody
But-
orientated on how to
yeah.
use it. Mhm.
Yeah. But it
So
should
there could be some training involved there.
I think that's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Under old business, any comments or questions about that?
I know we don't have it on there, but director position, where are we at with that?
Uh,
I got 4 applications sent to me that I've reviewed. I'm on the committee, but I really have to abstain for conflict of an applicant. Like, I'm gonna run from that with a 10-foot pole. So,
So far, just the forms have come in, well, through
There's-
this meeting.
yeah, so we need to, I don't know, there was a committee, I can't really serve on it. Means, you know, I have a conflict of a family member that is applying. I'm disclosing that. I don't want anything to do with that. Comments for, against, or for anybody or anyone in that.
How many do we need to have on that committee?
Well, we had me, and I thought, Charlie,
Myself?
you, but I had to, you know, and I think Tom was on there.
Yeah, he's abstaining.
So you got two of us that's like out the gate already, so you need somebody on there that don't have any conflicts.
So Tom is abstained from it?
I feel, I would love to serve on it, but I just don't feel it's of my best interest, and the family that's applying is in his best interest. It's not fair.
I think Greg was on
Yeah, I think Greg was too. So it could be,
So is Greg not going to be?
Greg can still, I'm sure.
He can?
I don't think
Who
he's.
here that wants to be? That's what I'm asking.
Well, Greg-
I'll serve on that committee if you need another person.
I'll serve on it again.
I like to get my feet wet a little more before I jump into the stuff here, so.
Do we,
We have 3 of them right now, the way it
Okay.
sounds, so I think that would be
That's
enough to
enough.
bring a recommendation to the
So
board.
me and
You,
Gary and who else?
Should anybody be
Greg.
on there from the
Greg.
advisory committee too?
Kelly
Huh?
and I were.
Oh, Kelly, so there you go. Kelly and Cindy, there's your
That's,
5.
that's 5.
That's plenty.
should we set a time to come up with a name? How much longer should we go here? Another month?
I
I
would-
suggest
I-
we need to review, so that'd be a meeting, and I'd say we should be able to come up with a name by the next month.
I think that's a good idea.
I think between now and the next meeting, we should have a meeting and
That's fine.
have that. Now,
Will you,
what we
do
need
it-
to do at the next meeting is advise the rest of the members here,
Who you would recommend, yeah.
who the committee would recommend.
You'll have
Sound
to
right?
set up interview processes with them.
Yeah, you guys could, we wouldn't have to set it on, I don't think, do you? But Randy, I don't think we would want to set it on.
No,
Yeah.
the committee will.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could probably call them in that meeting, then afterwards to go through the thing and make recommendations off of each one.
Mhm.
And where should we try to hold that meeting at, I guess?
Right here.
Right here?
What's your guys' thought? I mean,
That's
I'm
fine.
not on the committee, so
You
don't
good
look
with
at me.
That's fine, as long as it would be. would
so
we have
Greg's
do
gonna
by-
be on it for sure? Does somebody know? what-
He was on it originally.
Okay, so we'll assume that he's gonna be on it.
We had said, and I know Tom was here at the time, that it would be a full board, but other than those abstaining, as
Okay.
far as the interviews. That's what Greg felt like.
I thought
That
it
the full
was-
board would be interviewing.
So why, we don't have to advertise anything, we just gotta contact these folks that you've already got their information from,
Yeah, and
and we will set a date.
Ralph, can I bring up something?
Yeah.
I would like to see you probably, when you go through the interview process, some a little bit more private than this. Maybe you can set it up at the office there in the training room.
Back here.
Well,
Oh.
at.
Oh, back, okay.
At the Armory Annex.
That
Just
sounds like-
because you can set times up for which individuals coming in.
Yeah, we need to actually have seclusion areas where they can be held and
Yeah.
post.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If you let me know what days, I can double check that the
I'm,
rooms are available, or the room is available.
Gary.
Because you want to kind of spread out with the COVID situation.
In that big table.
Yeah.
Now, my understanding, and I could be wrong, was that the committee, or who's designated to interview, was the only people that interviewed, was the 5,
Mhm.
and then you guys as vote.
This board here votes.
Yeah.
Of a recommendation.
I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yes. What I'm trying to do here before this discussion gets over with is get a date, a tentative date, Gary, me and you, and we can relate to everybody, including Greg.
I'd need to stay away from first and third Monday, as council, or
What about a Wednesday,
that'd be fine with me.
February 2nd?
Vaccinations out of the.
Oh, they do? Okay. What about February 8th? That's on a Tuesday.
That's fine.
Everybody, got any other? February 8th, that'd be the
And-
second Tuesday.
Will we try to bring them all in the same evening or date?
Yes,
Be simpler, wouldn't it?
okay.
And what time would we want to do that, Ralph?
I would say 5:30.
That's fine.
I will confirm if the room's available.
February 8th.
Yep, 5:30 Tuesday, and I will email you to let you know.
Who's going to contact the applicants? Ralph?
Christie, you gonna contact the applicants?
Well,
Yes, I can.
she's an applicant, I don't think she should be
Oh.
called.
It was like.
I'm just gonna say it, she's an applicant, I don't think she
Oh.
should be called and set up the time, so somebody in this board needs to do that.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be
She
rude,
can confirm the time.
but I'm
We
not
can
gonna
do
put
that.
you on
I
the
think I
spot.
have that here.
It's not fair.
I could do that, I got that here.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Christie, you be there, okay?
5:30 Wednesday, the 8th, at the
Tuesday.
Solid Waste District office.
And I would suggest probably 30 minutes per person somehow. And that
That's-
gives you, maybe try to have a 20-minute interview, then you have a 10-minute gap in between.
I think that would be
Would work to
excellent.
get one out, to get the other one in, so.
Absolutely.
Because we already have the letter, we have the information they gave us.
And you do your research with that, and
Right.
then you got questions, so.
Okay.
Okay, sounds like a winner. Okay, shall we move on then?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
New business.
Would it be new, bond approval for Gene Ubelor?
He runs the Branchville site. so we need to
Okay.
bond it.
Is there any problem with that, gentlemen?
No.
I
Okay,
personally know Gene, he'll be good at that.
Yeah, you
Okay.
will be.
He
Do
has
we-
been.
does that require a motion?
I'll make that motion if it does.
Okay, a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, bond for Mr. Ubelor. Okay, looks like the next item here would be reorganization of the board.
I think Tom indicated to a lot of us that he doesn't want to serve as president this coming year.
Yeah,
He called me and said the same thing, so.
I got the same message from Tom.
So I'll make a motion for Chris Kale to be
Oh,
president.
no, I don't want that, I'm sorry, I won't, I will graciously decline that one. I appreciate it although, thanks for thinking of it.
Well, I've got a possible individual, I've got Greg Gajarbo. I would like to nominate him as president or chairperson, is that the term?
chairman of the board,
this
yeah.
board.
I'll
Teach him
second
to
that.
miss a meeting.
That's right, that's what I'm saying, why do you think I showed up now?
Hey, you don't want to miss.
Let's
If
do
I
it.
hadn't showed up, I would have
January.
been here,
Let's throw him on the bus, I second that.
There you go.
that's how Tom got it, I think, right?
Yeah.
Greg would be good.
He would be good.
Greg would
Well, he's got a good background in technology, and I think that's important. Okay, we have a motion, and we have a second. All in favor of Greg being our chairman for the year 2022, indicate.
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay,
We threw him on.
all right, so can somebody notify Greg of that? All right.
Well, he's watching, I'm sure. I bet, everybody's got their phones off, right? So he couldn't tell his mind.
Okay, do
Oh,
we,
I start blowing up now.
He just crashed his phone.
do we need an assistant chairperson,
Yeah, vice
Yeah.
chair.
need to be.
vice chair?
You're doing a good job,
Gary, you're rocking it, I'm telling you, the pay's good, ain't it?
Absolutely. Well, and not only that, but the prestige.
That's prestige, I
The pay,
I know it.
can't beat that.
No. So
I'll
I'll
make a-
nominate Gary.
Okay,
I'll second that.
we have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, I'll accept that position. And is that the only two positions we need to fill?
There's no secretary or treasurer, is there?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, we're, got that knocked out there.
Congratulations.
And, well, thank you very much. Schedule of next meeting, that would be February the
After the 8th.
24th, would it?
2/4,
Don't always meet before the council?
Yes, yes, we do.
24th.
February 24th at 4. Same place, same time. It sounds like a winner as well. Any other comments for the good of the cause? Okay, do we have,
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Motion has been made to adjourn. A second.
I'll second.
Second. Those in favor indicate.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Gentlemen, stay healthy.
You too, thank you.
Stay healthy. Okay, we gotta sign some goodies here.
Sign our life away.